Coming up, you're going to hear a case study where we increase in-app purchase revenue by 211% and ad revenue by 443%. Stay tuned. What is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com, and I wanted to share this awesome case study. So thank you, Josh, for doing this with us, where we really looked at an app, kind of made some changes, and we're going to go through all those changes, and had a huge impact on not only ad revenue, which I'm super proud of because I have less case studies on that, and then in-app purchase revenues as well. So joining me is the indie app developer I got to spend some time with. His name is Josh Coyne. Josh, welcome to the show.
Thanks. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
So we're going to hide a lot of the nature of the app. And that is because I want to protect Josh, because when we do these type of videos, I'm thankful that he's willing to share so much of the data. So just for that, to protect Josh and prevent a lot of copycats from coming in, we're going to actually hide a lot of the details of the app. But you're going to get a lot of info in terms of what changes we made. All right, Josh, tell us a little bit of background of the app. When did you create it and how long it's been in the App Store?
Yeah, sure. So I created it back in 2011. Basically, around that time, there was a lot of one-function apps that were like making your light on your iPhone work. I think that was like the first rendition of a flashlight on the phone. And I saw that as an opportunity to just develop an app that does one function, literally just one thing. So I tried to think about like, what else can I make that is just kind of like native, but not well built into the app by itself, or built into the phone by itself. So I came up with this idea, and sure enough, built a one function app that has just been crushing it for a bunch of years at this point, 2011. So
wow, that's amazing. Roughly how many downloads you get a day?
Close to 1,000 a day at this point. I mean, sometimes like 2020, it was way higher. I mean, like just because people were home, so people were bored, trying to find out what else they could do with their phones. And I think there was like 2,500 or so a day at that point, but it dipped after the pandemic released, a little bit here. But thanks to Steve, I was able to get it back up a little bit too. So
let's see. All right, well, let's take a peek. Like I said, we're hiding a lot of the stuff, the nature of the app too. I guess get a sense. Well, Josh, all right, go ahead. Yeah. This is the before.
So it was just like when you opened it before, you would just open the app and it would prompt you to use the app at the end. Nothing fancy about it. If people wanted to pay for the in-app features, then you have to go to the settings, and then there was a enable there, so like they scroll through it, and then from that point could pay. It wasn't a prompt in the beginning of opening the app, and that's what you helped me develop.
Yeah, and then afterwards we added onboarding sequence, and then I'm hiding everything with the tagline, and then paywall. So a typical onboarding sequence is what we have here.
So the onboarding sequence, you suggested I make it a little more friendly and like lead people down this rabbit hole, if you will, of what they're expected. So there's a couple of taglines in the beginning, like building up some pressure for people to be like, oh, this looks pretty cool. Then the next one, like a little bit more tagline, or like leading them down this hole, and then it hits them with the paywall. And from that point, that increased immediately the in-app purchase revenue, because like you said, the more people that see the paywall, the more people are going to pay for it.
And then here is the homepage from before. So not too many changes. I think the before is you had to go into settings to find the paywall. Right here, we make it front and center. You still have the remove ads type of thing right here. And so you have that way to get to the paywall, but at the same time, we want to sort of highlight the premium feature up top right here too.
Right, exactly. And then the locking feature was also more, obviously in the before it was there, but the new one now, there's like, I think I just changed the price point or something, just minuscule, and people still pay for that. So
then it might be a good time, Josh, to ask you, like, where were the ads placed? Because we have this remove ads, but where were the ads generally? Where were they popping up?
Yeah, sure. So the ads would pop up when people would use the app, like actually have the function that it's supposed to be made for. When they would stop the function, it would then pop up. And then I believe it was in between some of the screens, but not all of the screens. Yep. So I just made it more annoying, basically, a lot more annoying. When people X out of the paywall without paying for it, they get a video ad that's like a mandatory 2 minutes. People don't want to see that. They're not interested in that at that moment. So that also helps, get rid of the paywall. Like if you don't want to see the ads, then pay for it. Yeah. If you do want to see the ads, well, then I'm going to make them really long. So that way you're going to have to pay for them eventually. One way or the other, it's going to make you money.
I want to pause real quick here too. And one of the things we added here was a banner ad. You got to make it annoying, right? Like a lot of people don't want to pay. And I think about the person, an old interview that I did with Mini Clip, the director of marketing or something. He was like, look, I monetize off of impatience for a game. And you're kind of
Hmm.
doing the same thing. If you think about any good game, like sometimes you'll see an ad after you hit play, like, and then you're like, you want to play the game. Obviously, you made a great app, Josh. You get tons of downloads, but like you want the app to function. And so, yeah, you're just going to have to wait for it if you don't want to pay for it. For the paywall, as you can see, I've been talking about it for a long time. We went from short. Now, Josh, you actually didn't. I know one of the big things when I saw your app, I was like, oh, how do I see the paywall? And you weren't promoting any pricing. So it wasn't until like you hit a toggle for a premium feature that you saw, hey, do you want to pay? Correct?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. There was nothing stopping people. It was just, if you wanted to hit that toggle, then it would pop up and say, hey, it's going to cost you X dollars to use that feature.
And then we went with the long paywall for this as well. So I don't want to spend too much time on it. And then here,
Yeah. And the other thing too, like I also was giving away too many things. Like you said, like there was, I think 3 of these features that were free, and now there's one, and everything else is locked. So that helped too, because like people would be able to try it and really just use it for free.
yeah, you got to make it difficult. Like they're not going to pay you if you've given away most of the features, you know. It's just
Right.
like, why?
Right.
You know what I mean? You built a great app. They're here. They download. They decided to be here. And so, yeah,
Hmm.
like force them to be a little bit inconvenient. Did you do anything like when this paywall, I can't remember when we first looked at it, but did you have all these options
Sure.
available on the paywall too? This initial one?
What do you mean? I'm lost.
Like if I try to pick, would I get just so if I
Oh yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to do a
they were all
setting? Yeah, they were all there. Okay. So the pricing didn't change. And then the options to unlock everything and then have all these speeds, that didn't change anything either.
correct. Yeah,
Okay,
that didn't change.
cool. So
Yeah,
longer
that was already
paywall,
there. Just
just
locked them
showing
up.
it.
That's it. Lock the things.
Love it.
Hmm.
All right, let's look at the results. So tell me when it went live, Josh.
So it was,
You remember?
yeah. So it went live on the 6th of January,
Okay, right here.
which is I think that big spike in the middle, and then it's
Yeah,
just been increasing pretty much every day since then. Yeah,
yeah,
big
you can
spike
see.
right when we launched it, and I mean you can tell like looking back to December, like I mean I was making maybe one sale a day, maybe 2, and it was not going well. It was like I would be happy in the morning if I made $10. Like it used to make well over that every single day, and then it's been decreasing consistently for the past 2 years. So I just need to get that back up, and I think we're on the track to that for sure.
Yeah, you can see it. We're down right here. Now we're consistently above the $50 mark too. That's awesome. What happened here with the units? You got an increase in downloads too.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no clue what the issue was with that. But
That's awesome.
I mean, something must have changed, with like keywords or something. But
You know, it'd be
I'm
interesting
okay with
because
it.
we're trying to put like the keyword factors, and part of it I feel like is revenue. So it could be now we might be making the wrong correlation here, and I'm willing to be wrong about this, but it could also be would be curious to see is like what are those units since you did the update, since you've seen an increase
Hmm.
in revenue, because then you
Hmm.
can really see. All right, yeah, I am getting more downloads. I am getting more proceeds. So if we even adjust this to January 4th to whatever, we can sort of
Yeah,
compare that too. I love it.
yeah,
Congrats. It's the
yeah.
211.
Yeah, so it was a big jump, and like I said, wasn't making that much the past couple of years, like just decreasing consistently, but not anymore. Now it's going back up, which is great. And then I mean, you'd be the expert on this one, but do you think that the downloads are increasing since the in-app purchases are increasing and the dollar amounts increase? Then maybe the ASO is kind of shifted, like
I think
Apple sees
so.
more value.
I think so. And we have one client, Josh, where we actually lost. We're number one for a keyword. Didn't make any ASO changes, but they took
Mhm.
the in-app purchases from the App Store to a Stripe payment page. So they're actually making more money, obviously. But the App
Right.
Store, and this was like a 6-figure a month type of app. The App Store revenues just dropped, like just took a
Mhm.
downfall, right? Because everything was happening through
Yeah.
Stripe. So business-wise, it's a smart
Right.
decision. But keywords dropped. And if you look at the month that it dropped was around the same time that they made that change in the app. So I do feel like
Gotcha.
revenue is an important factor of keyword rankings too.
Yeah. So Apple is basically saying, hey, your keywords are more important now. That's making more money.
Exactly. And if you did nothing
Yeah.
to the ASO and you're seeing an increase, it could be some correlation between revenue and downloads too.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't change it. So
Okay. And we'll
I
just
didn't
look
want to
at
break
the
it. Like one thing at a time.
this is the cool part, Josh, because I wasn't sure about like I think I'm pretty good at the paywall optimization, but I know about ads. But it almost seemed like the more ads you show, the more money you're gonna make.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's the same concept, right? If you
Yeah.
keep showing ads, then people are and then Google's gonna pay you for them. And if I make the ads really long, because it used to be a couple of banner ads and like 1 or 2 30-second ads within the app,
Yeah.
but now it's more banner ads and very long, like I said, 2 minutes of ads. Like every time somebody doesn't click yes to pay on the paywall, they get a 2-minute long ad.
Yeah. I love it. And it has worked for other people too. Anything else you want to highlight
Yeah.
here, Josh?
Yeah. So I mean, no, not really. I mean, like the numbers just speak for themselves. I don't really
Yeah.
have to. sell it. It's working.
Well, congrats, my friend. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Thank you. I was gonna say, can we just talk about real quick, like how I found you and how our meeting went?
Yes, please. That's what I was asking you anyway. So I'm glad you brought it up. Yes, please.
Sure. So, I mean, obviously, like everybody else, I'm sure they find you from YouTube, and then I did some background research and went through your website and found like the audit that you have, and figured, it's losing money now. It's a business expense if I pay you, for the hour of your time to go through the app, figure out what the hell's wrong with it, and then I can't lose anything, right? Like I lose $500, fine, I lose $500. But if I pay the $500 and it works out, which clearly it did, then it's a win-win for both of us. So you spent a lot of time with me going through that, and I mean, right off the bat, you're like, "This is the problem. Just number one. Here's the issue: paywall. Make it paywall. Make an onboarding screen work, and then we can dissect the rest of this stuff as we get going in the meeting." Which is what we did. Took a bunch of notes. You sent me some Google slides with examples of what to do,
Mhm.
and pretty much I just copied the formula. And here's the results speak for themselves.
I love it. I was going to ask you because what tempted you? Because I love seeing apps like this, especially when you already have downloads and you're getting thousands of downloads a day. Like that is so easy to fix versus if you're not getting any downloads, you're not getting any sales, much harder problem to
Yeah,
fix.
I just took your ideas and putting them into other apps that I own now as well. So we'll see how that does it. Also,
That's awesome. That 500 is going to pay back really quick then.
yeah,
Josh, if the audience wants to connect with you in any other way, do you want to send them anywhere or do you want to remain hidden?
I'm going to remain hidden. Quite honestly, I'm going to remain hidden.
Thank you, Josh. You look, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing us to share this case study because it shows you the power of these small changes, like really focusing on their numbers, especially if you're in the audience and you have downloads. And Josh was like, look, the downloads are going down, the revenue's going down. What can I do? Or the downloads are pretty consistent, but the revenue's going down. What can I do to really inject some life in it? Like, look, it just takes a couple of different changes and you can watch all the YouTube videos you want, but then when you get customized, personalized strategies, that's where we can do wonders too. So Josh, thank you so much, man. It means the world to me that you were so open and honest and sharing all this data with us.
Yeah, no sweat. I mean, thank you. Thank you for your expertise and helping me just move this up in the world. And, I came to you, I was going to sell this app because I was losing money, but now I'm not really thinking I want to sell it anymore.
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.